Fair.
The abilities he was born with are two. What?
Okay.
He was born with the ability to heal himself, to regenerate.
Okay.
To heal from...
Much like any person, right?
Well,
Scabs
no, Tim. I'm talking like a goddamn iguana. You can cut this guy's arm off. It'll grow back.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's not...
Claws and all?
Well, I'll get to that. He's not invincible, but he can regenerate from almost anything.
Okay. What can't he regenerate from?
He can suffocate it. Like, if you get to his brain, like if you...
What if you shoot him in the brain?
If you can get in there, sure.
But what does he have, a metal head?
He does, Tim. Don't laugh.
Does he?
It's a very serious issue for him, Tim. It was very traumatic.
Wait, he has a metal head?
Yeah, I'll get to that,
Okay,
Tim.
sorry.
All right, so first things first, he can regenerate. He can heal from anything. Second thing second, he has claws that come out of his hands.
Right.
But those claws, at least when he was born, those claws were bone, buddy. Those weren't metal claws. They were bone claws.
But still sharp?
Razor sharp.
Okay.
Throw a scarf in the air, right through it.
Did that happen, or you just...
I mean, they
making
probably
up
would
a
have...
hypothetical scarf throwing situation.
I mean, they probably would have picked a more dramatic way to show how sharp his claws were than that. Doesn't necessarily translate to the comic book page as well. No, a scarf's a hard thing to cut in the air because it doesn't have very much weight. I could cut an apple in the air with a butter knife.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I could do it with a steak knife.
Yeah, I don't know. Steak knives are deceptively dull.
Well, the same thing could be said about you.
Hey, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
This week's episode is brought to you by Blue Apron.
Well, and thank God.
Yeah, you know what they are. They're the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country.
Yeah, I believe it.
You believe it because you've lived it, and I've lived it. They delivered meals right to our apartments.
Well, the ingredients, and you cook your own meals.
Yeah,
You get the satisfaction.
Yeah, it comes in a box. It's great. I made a bunch of the meals. I was skeptical, Tom. I'll tell you one thing. I was skeptical, and they
uncharacteristic of you.
Yeah, normally I'm just a full-blown rube. Sure, meals sound great. I've been burned by a lot of things in the past.
Right.
Blue Apron, though.
Yeah.
Pretty good deal. Very good
deal. As
deal.
advertised.
And Tom, as you know, cooking together builds strong family bonds.
I know that from both
research.
my families.
Well, and my research has shown that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times.
That's your
more
research
often.
that's referenced, huh?
Yeah, it's gathered through many windows.
Windows of houses?
Yeah,
Tim, are you spying
I'm
on
spying
families?
on family stuff. Listen, there are here are some meals that are coming up.
That's all I
you hear
want to
me being
know.
like, these meals are good, but you're like, what are the meat and potatoes? Literally, right?
Well, if it was just meat and potatoes, that'd be kind of lame.
Well, it's like special meat and
Yes,
special potatoes sometimes.
Sure.
Cashew chicken stir fry with tango mandarins and jasmine rice.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot flashier than meat and potatoes.
This is true. Roasted pork with apple, walnut, and farro salad.
All right.
You had nothing to say about that one, huh?
I'm not a big pork guy, but that's fine because I could pick something else on.
Crispy barramundi with quinoa and roasted carrot salad.
Fish? Is that a fish?
No. Udon noodle soup with miso and soft-boiled eggs. Tom, these meals are delicious.
They are really good.
They're not your depressing lean cuisines that you insist on
well,
making.
don't insult lean cuisine.
But it's good stuff. And guess what?
What?
You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/guide. Tom, free meals, free food. They'll send free food to you.
There is such a thing as a free lunch.
Yeah. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/guide. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Thank you, John.
Good. Thanks, Tim. So anyway, Wolverine, so he can heal, and he's got the bone claws.
Okay.
And, animals, their claws are keratin, which is like nails. Like,
nails on a chalkboard.
Fingernails and hair. Right. But not Wolverine. He's got bone claws.
Okay. And he was also, Tom, born with sideburns.
No. Those came later in life.
Well, why does he look this way then?
He's Canadian.
All right. Okay. So he grows up.
He grows up.
The 1800s become the 1900s. A boy becomes a man.
Right.
I imagine he got into some scrapes at school if he went to school because of his bone hands.
Well, we all have bone hands.
His bone claws.
Well, but they're not out all the time.
Do they come out when he gets angry?
They come out.
Or can he control it?
He can control it.
Okay.
They come out when he wants them to come out. And, funny you mentioned when he gets angry because he made his first appearance in the Hulk.
That is funny. That's hilarious.
He was originally a Hulk villain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came after the Hulk.
And is that where Professor X heard about him?
From the comic books? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, when he was like reading in the newspaper about what the Hulk was up to, and he's like, oh, he's fighting this man, the Wolverine.
He heard about him from Wolverine was in charge of Alpha Flight.
Wait, just hold on. All right, we're getting in the weeds here.
Okay.
What's Alpha Flight?
It's a Canadian team of mutants.
Okay. So we're going to have to back it up more. I want to know from Wolverine's perspective.
Okay.
When do people start calling him Logan? When do people start calling him Wolverine?
I believe Logan was his mother's maiden name.
Okay.
That's why he chose it, because he's a mama's boy.
Okay. Let's get him.
I think he started going by Logan. I think it was after Project X.
We don't know what that is, Tom.
Well, let me explain what Project X is, Tim. Maybe it was before then. Project X, Tim, is how he got the metal bones.
Okay. Wait, no.
What?
No. We have to go chronologically here, Tom,
okay?
Because there's too many. You're bringing up all this weird stuff.
Okay.
So a boy becomes a man. Does he get a normal job at some point?
He's had like normalish jobs. Blue collar. He's never like, an accountant or something.
Why not?
Because he's the goddamn Wolverine, Tim. He's a little furry Canadian guy. He can't.
Is he furry all over?
He's just hairy. He's not like furry like the Beast, or just Beast to people who know him.
Right.
But he's like hairy for a man.
Okay, but not like if you saw a man that hairy, you wouldn't be like, we gotta throw this guy in the river, right?
No. He's hairy like Robin Williams was hairy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not like he doesn't have an ability that makes him hairy. He's just hairy.
Okay. So he grows up. He's working construction, I guess. Working at a mill.
I think he maybe
like cannery.
No, I think he worked in like lumber.
Okay.
He was like a lumberjack.
Cutting the.
Yeah, but not with his claws because you gotta keep that under wraps.
Yeah. All right. And so at some point he starts fighting crime. Where does his story become a superhero story?
So that's Project X.
Okay.
So Project X is a government project where...
This is before Professor X.
Yes.
Okay.
This is just Project X.
This is like the 30s or something, we're going to say?
No, it's after World War II.
Okay.
I believe it's in the 70s.
Okay.
So, you know about Captain America's shield?
Wait, can I just ask one question?
Yes.
In the 70s, Wolverine is going to be like a 90-year-old man.
Yeah. He regenerates in such a way that he doesn't really age either.
Okay. Or does he just age? Because at one point he turned from a boy into a man.
Yeah, but then like once he's a man, like what is it? They say
once puberty kicked in, it was just everything was slow?
No, it's like a little bit after that, but like... Basically, where you're at, like your peak, what would you say? Probably like 30s. I mean, not me and you, but like
I haven't yet peaked.
But so like basically in his like late 20s, early 30s.
I would say late 20s, mid 20s even. Tom, we are over the hill.
He stopped, his body regenerated into being like, no, the new skin wants to be like an old man's skin. No, that's an injury. Will regenerate.
I see.
That's the inner monologue of his
cells. Man, they're very ageist.
The cells? Yeah. Well, they have to be.
Getting old is an injury.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Well, they want to keep Wolverine in tip-top shape. So the Project X is this government project. So they got, they're thinking about Captain America's shield made out of vibranium.
Out of what?
Vibranium, which is very hard metal. And they're like...
Where is it from? Space?
No, it's from Wakanda mostly.
Where?
Wakanda.
Where's that?
In Africa.
Space?
No, it's not in space. It's in Africa. So they make they're like, the shield's great, but what if we could put this on a man's bones? Can you imagine?
So they melted it?
So they come up, no, it's hard to melt.
Yeah, but
they come up with an alloy called adamantium. Do you know what a metal alloy is?
Sure.
So this is a metal alloy.
Okay.
And they're like, who could we possibly coat their bones with adamantium?
Anyone.
No, not anyone, Tim. Tim, if I tried to put metal on all your bones, your body would be like, oh, hell no. We're not having it.
No, my body would be like, yeah, we're going to punch everybody now.
Finally.
Yeah, I'll finally be able to hurt everybody with all this pent-up rage now that I have metal bones.
No, you wouldn't. It would hurt a hell of a lot.
Yeah, it would hurt all the people I was punching. Your metal bones and elbowing.
Would not recover from putting molten adamantium around all your bones. But
we'll table that discussion. What if they made it thin enough as like aluminum foil?
Well, then what good is it, Tim? Barely any good at all. You have aluminum foil bones.
No, it's over my bones, and it's stronger than aluminum, Tom. Keep up.
It's strong? Yeah, but it's too thin. It's not necessarily how thin or thick the adamantium is.
So
it's
you're
the
saying
fact that it's a very invasive surgery to coat your bones with anything.
Yeah, I think they probably couldn't do it to me in the 70s, but nowadays I think it's possible.
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, they did get better at it later on because they did it to other people.
See?
Not, but still they had to have...
Other mutants.
Yeah, they still had to have the regenerative ability.
Okay.
So they put the adamantium on him, and he was able to heal from it and everything. But boy, it hurt like a son of a bitch. And the side effect of it was that it wiped his memory.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
he has no recollection of all the time in the lumberyard.
He woke up with metal bones going, what the hell is
all
this
his bones
about?
are metal?
All his bones
his
are
skull?
metal. His skull, yeah. So that's why you couldn't shoot him in the head.
Each toe?
Each toe.
How long did this take, and how did they do it?
It took a very short amount of time, less than 8 minutes.
What?
Yeah. Because
how do you cut open somebody all the way and coat all his bones?
Because they had like a whole machine doing it. It put a bunch of needles in them, squirted the adamantium in them.
So it'd get all in your bloodstream and kill you.
Not him, because he can regenerate. So the adamantium fused with his bones and infused in such a way that it became adamantium beta.
Okay, I don't care.
Which it means...
Move on.
That the adamantium will now regenerate. So if you cut his arm off, the arm will grow back with adamantium in it.
Of course.
Well, not of course.
I mean, for someone like me who understands how science works, Tom.
So that's when that's when people really started to take notice.
Right. And so he
Professor X.
fought the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
For some reason. He was like, okay, thanks for this. Thanks for these metal bones, government. Now I'm going to go do bad things.
Well, no, the Hulk might have been bad at that point. The Hulk, you got to keep in mind, is not always a good guy. The Hulk, depending on a variety of circumstances, has very little
Whether
control.
or not he's angry.
Whether or not he's... Well, Tim, if he's the Hulk, he's angry.
Yeah, that's true.
But it depends what he's angry at. If he's angry at, like, some...